but should stand because what you said on the field should be law, at least in that regard.
We need to hear them say stands as called more. Like
exactly. It's frustrating. It really is. It's frustrating. But that's the thing. I can deal with frustrating. What we can't have is stuff like the Maher play, like the Bengals Chiefs play.
Yeah, that is inexcusable.
If we can get back to just frustrating, I'd appreciate that.
Yeah.
Speaking of frustrating, what I'm about to say is probably going to be the most controversial thing that has ever been said on this channel, that may ever be said on this channel, and a lot of people are going to hate what I have to say here. And guys, feel free after I've finished, or if I said something so egregious, to rein me in. But we saw a narrative, I feel like, form over the course of this week, over the course of the season, even, about Jalen Hurts. And before I go any further, I want to say that Jalen Hurts obviously works his ass off. Guy's in great shape, and he has improved his game. He is a better player now than when he entered the NFL. He is a hard worker. Significantly. He is a hard worker. He seems like a very nice person.
I have the strongest legs I've ever seen. This dude has a lower body of like.
I wish him no ill will, but defeats on Sundays. I don't want his team to win because he plays for the Eagles. That being said, I want to talk about...
When you have to have that many qualifiers, you know.
Yeah, like I said, this is going to be controversial. This may come off as callous. This may come off as horrid. I may just be flat wrong. I may present myself as a jackass. No, there's no other way to put it for where this could go. But the fact of the matter is, Jalen Hurts has been presented in the media, I feel like, over the past few weeks in general, and up to Super Bowl Sunday, as a guy that's overcome a lot. He's overcome a lot. He's faced a lot of adversity to get to where he is. I think Greg Olsen said on the broadcast, he wants kids to look up to Jalen Hurts as an example of somebody, never giving up, that kind of thing. Like, Jalen Hurts is this big overcomer of adversity. I disagree. I disagree that Jalen Hurts is a paragon of somebody that should be looked to as somebody to avoid adversity. Or overcoming adversity. If you think he's a role model for the way he carries himself, for his leadership skills, by all means.
Seems like a really nice guy.
Yeah, if you think he's a paragon of leadership, by all means. Good guy, by all means. Hard worker, by all means. Guy who bettered his game, who kept improving, by all means. Jalen Hurts has not overcome adversity in the sense of the football field. We all have our personal battles, don't get me wrong. If Jalen has gone through some things mentally, by all means, that's impressive, and I don't begrudge him that. Congratulations. Genuinely, congratulations. If he's ever opened up about that, and I just haven't heard it because I'm not an Eagles fan, I apologize for not knowing that. I do. But Jalen Hurts' story is that of a coach's son. His dad was his football coach his entire high school football career. He was a highly touted 4-star recruit who went to the best team in all of college football, the Alabama Crimson Tide. That's the facts. He got benched in the national championship, yes. The national championship game he got to. And then, after that, he transferred to Lincoln Riley's Oklahoma football team, which was the best college offense, and it was an NFL factory at that point. It was sending guys to the NFL left and right, your Baker Mayfields, your Kyler Murrays. So he goes to this NFL offensive factory, and then he gets drafted in the second round, which is not some great slight, being a second-round draft pick.
He was great. He could have won the Heisman easily.
Yeah, he was second on the Heisman. Derek Carr was a second-round draft pick. And he made $40 million. He's $40 million man. Teddy Bridgewater, I think, and he's last pick in the first round. There are plenty of guys that have been second-round draft picks. There's nothing. And DK Metcalf, I know he's not a quarterback, but he's a second-round draft pick. And he goes to this Eagles team, who has GM Howie Roseman, who I think is one of the 5 best GMs in all of football, if he's not number 1. I'll say that right now, Eagles fans. You've got me on tape. You've got this on the listing.
It's hard to disagree with that.
So Jalen Hurts goes to this Eagles team, and they surround him with a near 07 Patriots level of talent. He goes to this team that has 4 or 5 Pro Bowl, All-Pro, or better offensive linemen. They go and get him 2 number 1 receivers. He's got a good running game and an offense tailored to his strengths, and he's got a pass rush that nearly set the NFL record for most sacks, with Bradbury and Gardner Johnson and Slay over the top. So you have this coach's son that becomes a highly touted recruit that goes from the best college team to the best offensive college team to an NFL team that surrounded him with essentially a Titanfall armor suit. Where's the adversity here? What is Jalen Hurts overcome in his football life? Nick Saban benched him for one half.
I think that's what when people say, "Oh, he can't." I think it's because he got benched.
It's
that's
that
what they're talking
one
about.
moment.
Yeah, I'm aware of that, but
about.
I mean, and I'm not, and this is, I'm going to go one from a biased place and one from a less biased place. So let's look at our Walter Payton Man of the Year, Dak Prescott. Guy who lost his mother to cancer when he was in college. Guy who had his brother commit suicide. I believe it was during the 2018 offseason. I may have gotten the date wrong. I apologize if I did. I genuinely do. You know, overcomes all that, does all this cancer research charity stuff, goes to the fourth round draft pick, had a DUI. He made a mistake, and it dropped him all the way to the fourth round. Gets taken by the Cowboys, rises up to become Walter Payton Man of the Year. That's adversity. Josh Jacobs, running back, the NFL's leading rusher this season, another guy at NFL honors. He was homeless in middle school.
Yeah.
That's adversity.
That's adversity. You know, Darren Waller.
Yeah, exactly. Overcoming his alcoholism. I mean, these are guys that faced real challenges on the path to becoming NFL stars. And it's inspiring. And Jalen Hurts, like I said, I can't imagine he was happy with Saban benching him. I can't imagine that was, his idea of where he thought his college career was going to go. But it's obvious by the fact that he immediately went to Oklahoma and became the starting quarterback that his prospects, at least as a college football quarterback, were never in any doubt.
No, he was the best player in college football that year, honestly.
Exactly. I mean, and we're talking about Jalen Hurts again. And from college and the NFL, so the college teams he was on and then his NFL record as a starter, Jalen Hurts is 78-17 in his football career so far. Jalen Hurts never loses. I mean, and that's not a knock on him, by the way. This is not a knock on Jalen Hurts as a player whatsoever. He is incredibly talented, and he's been successful. But that's all Jalen Hurts' story is. He's a successful quarterback who transferred, got drafted, and went to the Super Bowl. There's no adversity there. I mean, even Joe Burrow. I mean, Joe Burrow gets drafted to the worst team at number 1, and then he tears his ACL. He comes back, wins Comeback Player of the Year, and he has turned with the Bengals with the bad O-line into a perennial threat. That's some adversity. I mean, Jalen Hurts hasn't overcome anything, in my opinion, in the NFL.
And like Burrow, I don't know what star recruit he was, but like what was he, like the third stringer at Ohio State?
I believe so.
Yeah, like, and he said, "Get me out of here," went to LSU, and then went on to have literally the greatest season by a college quarterback ever.
Yeah,
he overcame a lot.
Exactly. And, this is not meant to be, like I said, I am not trying, Jalen Hurts isn't a bad person. That's not what this is about at all. I hope this is not taken in that way. But in strictly football terms, Jalen Hurts has overcome nothing. He has been a success at every level, and that's the end of the story. There's really nothing else to it. If you guys have anything to add in this regard, if you think I'm way off base here, if I'm being unfair, let me know, because I'm not right about everything as much as I would like to think so.
This entire bit is like the definition of like, it's true, but he shouldn't say it.
Like, I think you can't say it because we're not talking about it on a personal level. He may have had some sort of personal adversity we don't know about, and that's okay.
I don't know. Like,
but as a football player, yeah, I think you're mostly right.
He's mostly right. It's just, it feels a little mean-spirited. But
I guess it could be taken that way, yeah.
It probably, if anyone actually, watches this, it probably will get taken in a mean-spirited kind of way.
Petty? Yes.
Yes.
We're not. We will not lie to you.
It's the Eagles, like, obviously.
It's the Eagles. We will not lie to you here. But it's the kind of thing. It just feels.
It does. It rubs you
manufactured.
The wrong way.
Like. In the sense that we need this guy. We need there needs to be an underdog in a game between two teams that went 16-3.
Yep.
But
yeah. Which is hilarious, by the way. Like the Chiefs players, like Chris Jones saying, "Everybody doubted us." I'm like,
who?
You know what?
Who doubted you?
You know what? Let's be fair for a second. Again, disclaimer: Mahomes is my favorite non-Cowboy in the NFL. There are 3 players since I've started watching that have actively enhanced my enjoyment of football more than any other. That is Brett Favre, which recent times are making that hard to say.
Nah, it doesn't matter.
Peyton Manning,
It does better.
No.
Peyton Manning, and Patrick Mahomes. That being said, if you remember that video they did before the Super Bowl started, where they're talking about paths we chose, things we the way we if they swerved when they should have jumped or that kind of thing. About the way they get, and then Patrick says unorthodox about his it's like, so okay, dude, I love you to death, but you are the son of an MLB player.
Yeah, like
Who
honestly,
went to
like
Texas Tech and threw for thousands and thousands of yards and got taken 10th overall because the Chiefs saw you and fell in love. Your story is also not
it
one of
went
great
to
adversity.
literally the best situation for a rookie quarterback ever.
Like any doubters you may have had were gone by the time you got done with the combine. Now, granted, if
Oh,
you're
that's
saying,
not true.
well, in the sense that he went in the top 10, that's what I'm.
Yeah,
That's
there
my
were
point
other
here.
teams that wanted to take him, but yeah,
Exactly.
I get what you mean.
But he I don't think anybody thought he would be the Patrick Mahomes we know today, but there was little doubt after the Chiefs took him at 10 that Patrick Mahomes was at least going to have a very fair shake at being an NFL quarterback. Even then, Travis Kelce with all, everyone that doubted us. And, there was some of that. I mean, all of the, the Fox pick people said that they thought the Eagles were going to win, but your quarterback is a two-time MVP, including this year.
It's like I guess some people doubted them after they traded Tyreek. I don't know.
I thought
We
it would
didn't.
hurt him. I didn't think
I
they'd
thought it
get
would hurt him.
significantly better. I didn't realize Mahomes was going to keep improving exponentially. I thought he would keep getting better at a normal rate.
Yeah, we keep thinking there's like a ceiling for like, oh, how much better could he get? And then he just keeps getting better every season.
Yeah, I mean it's unreal, but I mean that's what makes him so fascinating to watch. I mean there's nothing like him. Like you'll see from time to time. Fair play. I haven't seen them as much lately, but for the past few years, you would see from time to time posts on the NFL subreddit of people trying to figure out Mahomes. Spoiler, guys, you're not going to be able to do it. This is not something predictable. We are in uncharted territory here.
He's forging ahead alone.
Exactly.
Here. Like
he wherever you think Tom or Peyton left the torch, he has it now. He's leading us as the NFL. He's leading us to wherever we're going to end up. And I'm here for it. That's easy to say because he's in the AFC.
He's 27, man. Like he's going to be doing like we're just getting started.
Yeah, and it's great that he's in the AFC. That certainly makes it a lot easier that we're not dealing with him intimately. But I am excited to see where he goes from here. But
Yep.
yeah, any final thoughts on Super Bowl 50, 57, the officiating, Jalen Hurts adversity, anything like that, guys?
No, man. I mean, it was a great game. I can't really complain. We got an interesting Super Bowl. That's all you can ask for if your team's not in it, right? Fun game.
For sure.
Chiefs are going to win next year.
I mean, they have to be the favorite to start next
Robbie,
year.
I could ask my team to be in it.
Well, that's what I said. If your team's not in it, that's all you can hope for is a great game. But yeah, no, the Chiefs are definitely favorites to start next season. I don't see why they.
Yeah, I don't see how, barring major changes in the offseason, you cannot think they're the favorite to win it again next season. But let us know what you guys think. This has been the Super Bowl 57 review episode of the Great Pretenders. Have a great day.